gentlemen, welcome I almost did the end. Welcome to Stardom Review. I am your co-host Andre right over here, the Taco Princess herself. It's Melball. How you doing?
Now I want tacos. It's too early for this.
Yeah, get some breakfast tacos is what you need. Breakfast tacos.
I got breakfast oatmeal. That's all we need right now.
Yeah, so get a taco shell, put the oatmeal in it, and then have a breakfast oatmeal taco.
Oh my god, we could put it in a pancake.
See, we're creating heaven, and then we send and then we send the recipe to Alex Zane, and he approves it.
Oh my
He's
god,
the king
this
of
is gonna be a
tacos.
thing. This is
Yeah.
gonna be a thing. It is too early for this ish. New series on our local establishment, OLA, coming out next week. Weird and wacky shit that Andre and Melball make because they're overtired from watching too much wrestling.
Legitimately, I want to do this. I have some weird foods we can make. But we are not here to talk food. We are here to talk
No.
professional wrestling, and
Yes.
specifically Stardom Professional Wrestling. We have two shows from May that we're going to be covering. I think two significant shows we need to be covering. At least a
Hmm.
couple of matches off one. And
Hmm.
all of the Flashing Champion show. We're going to be covering New Blood 8. We're going to be covering the tag title match, New Blood tag title match, the Future Stardom title match, and the weirdly Tam Nakano versus Tam Nakano match, which confused the living hell
Hmm.
out of me when I first saw that. And then we're going to be covering all of the Flashing Champion show, which we had a lot of news coming out of that show.
Hmm.
So we are
Hmm.
going to get into it. But before we get into it, I want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to the channel, liked the videos, and most of all, commented down below because we love to hear from you. So please comment down below,
Hmm.
and yes, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification button so you know when we're getting new videos out every week. If you do that, you can know. You just know.
Ding dong.
Ding dong. Either on Andre Mobile Wrestling Talk or on Backbreaker Video, both channels. We really would appreciate the like and subscription too.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
thank you. But we are here to talk some Stardom Professional Wrestling. We're going to start it up with the New Blood 8 show. We're going to cover the top three matches of that show.
Hmm.
We kick it off with the New Blood Tag Team Title match. It's Karma and Starlight Kid versus Hanako and Lady C. I was really looking forward to this one. I thought it looked pretty good, and I'm a big fan of Lady C. Everybody knows my desire for her to join DDM, but we'll see what happens there because they're looking like they're on a different mission at this point.
Hmm.
Karma looks awesome. The
Hmm.
silver eye makeup looked dope as hell.
Hmm.
And she had the word, I think it was the word shiver. Was it shiver? I thought it
I
was
couldn't tell what the other one was, but this one looked like Shiver.
That's what I thought. Shiver.
Yeah.
Right on her face, and then she did like during her intro, she does has her hand out and like does the fireball in her hand. I was like,
Yeah, and you can see her
yeah,
crush the thing and make it go poof.
yeah. So Lady C and Hanako attack at the bell. They
Hmm.
brawl the floor. Kid goes to the top, but Hanako and Lady C grab her off the top and toss her onto Karma onto the floor. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, beautiful Cesaro style spin by Lady C to Starlight Kid a bunch of times. Like this was longer than usual.
Yeah.
She's really getting the spin down. Then hits a beautiful haluva kick in the corner.
Did
Um,
she make it to 12 seconds on that one, I think?
Something like that. Like, but she a lot more resolutions than she usually does.
And higher. I mean, Starlight Kid
Mhm.
is so light.
Yeah, I think she's getting her. She's really getting that spin down. She really
Hmm.
is.
Hmm. 100%.
Karma doing a version of the combinación de cabron,
I
and
saw that.
yeah, I love the little and then right into an armbar after. I love the
Hmm.
transition into the armbar. Looks really good.
Hmm.
Um, Hanako with her torture axe in this match. She is
Oh, yeah.
looking like she's a queen of the torture act in this company. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I really quite enjoyed this match. Towards the end of the match, we got the KOD by Hanako, which is torture rack into the slam, but Starlight Kid kicks out a 2.9, and then Starlight Kid rolls up Hanako after during a power bomb attempt, and get like the Rey Mysterio roll up, like Rana roll up, and she gets the win, retaining the titles.
Hmm.
I thought a lot more to this match, but a really really good match. I thought it
Hmm.
really showcased a lot of Hanako in this. She like getting really working with Starlight Kid and Karma both, and getting some
Hmm.
real good offense in this match.
100%, 100%. I definitely felt that Karma was way less involved in this match than Starlight Kid.
Mhm.
Um, don't really know why. I would have liked to see a little bit
Mhm.
more of her, just because the Karma character itself is so cool in comparison. I'm sorry to Haruka and Masaki. I mean, it's a cutesy little hee 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 thing, and it's adorbs, but like we have a lot of adorbs in Stardom, and I'm really itching for a little bit more of a kind of creepy, weird kind of look with this. And I feel that she could really add to the Stardom regular roster with this Karma character. I really, really do like her entrance. How she like almost like is going through like a bipolar schizophrenic episode where she's kind of like almost dragging herself out like a zombie, but
Mhm.
then there's certain parts of her music where she just suddenly goes bring ding ding and looks like a belly dancer. Really cute. You're absolutely right. Hanako completely on display in this one. I feel like she was like the showcase of this match. Um, Lady C just doing what Lady C does. I mean, she hasn't been in here for terribly, terribly long, but her experience and how good she is, it just shows through every time. I'm a little worried about her lower back. I did notice her back is quite taped up,
Mhm.
going kind of like from the bottom of her top down into the pants. Really hoping that that's not a serious injury, because I know Maika and Mirai both nursing arm injuries. I would hate to see some of these girls have to all take time off at the same time and we lose some incredible wrestling. The end of this one, though, afterwards, I did not know that Tomoka Inaba had a sister.
Oh, okay. So after the match, Starlight Kid said kind of shits on Lady C and Hanako. Not even the tallest tag team can beat them. There's another New Blood show next month. As long as they have the belts, they want to defend them every time. But there's really one for us to play with, is there? Is what she says. So it comes Tomoaka Inaba and a partner again. She says, and then takes up. The partner takes the mic and she says, "It's nice to meet you. I'm from Pro Wrestling Just Tap Out, same place Inaba works." And she introduces herself as the youngest in Naba's sisters. So there's probably others. I'm guessing there's more than just the two because she says she's the youngest.
Lord help
Usually
the
you don't.
wrestling industry. These girls are going to kick the crap out of it.
Yeah, and then she's Azusa Inaba. She'll get straight to the point. Please let the Inaba sisters challenge you for those belts. Tomoaka takes the mic and she says, "No, the Inaba sisters will be your next challengers." And by taking the belts from Starlight Kid and Karma, the analysis will raise the value of the belts. Azusa gets the mic back. She will surpass her older sister, which was just weird. I was like, okay. And then Tomoaka says, I'll take you out with my one shot, one kill, Tomoaka kick." So Starlight Kid then gets the mic and says, Tomoaka, no, Tomoaka Naba again. Change your partner, and Tomoaka Naba's back again. What do you say, Karma? And I'm going to do an impression. Karma says, "Raise the value of the belts. There's no way you can beat us. Okay, you want to play? We'll play with you. New blood is ruled by bloody fate."
We came to play.
Well, she has a literally synthesizer fucking up her voice, so I'm like, I'm gonna do something weird here. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited. Like, I like Inaba. I thought her gimmick was kind of the karate stuff with the karate chop thing with Syuri was kind of stupid, but I liked her in ring otherwise. I thought she was
Mhm,
quite good in the ring, and to see
mhm,
her with her sister, see what their kind of flow is like. I'm very much looking forward to this match at New Blood
mhm,
9.
mhm. 100%, 100%. I didn't know she had a sister. And
No,
now
me
thinking
either.
back, yeah, youngest sister.
Yeah,
Maybe there's more. Lord help us.
the
Um,
Inaba family is taking over.
I mean, relatable. I mean, look at Stardom. We got Rina, Hina, and Hanan.
Hmm.
Maybe
And
we can have some sister factions.
speaking of Rina, we got Rina challenging
Mhm.
Ami Sohrei for the future of Stardom title match. Rina in her, I really like the new pink and black gear that she's wearing,
Yes, the little pink devil.
and bringing a chair with her to the ring.
Hmm.
Rina attacks during the ring intros. Again, she's on the outside. She's slapping Ami with Ami's jacket,
Yep.
and then like hits her with the boot. But she places her on the chair and runs her at her with the boot. Again,
Mhm.
Ami getting the speed chops, just obliterating Rina's chest. Like
Mhm.
Jesus
Mhm.
Christ, good thing she has the fabric there, because otherwise this girl would probably be getting broke open. Like
I don't think it helps.
no, but like again, I guarantee you the skin would be broken open because the chops
Oh,
on Ami are
100%.
crazy hard.
She's done
Yeah.
that with Iida. She's
Hmm.
busted her open pretty bad.
Yeah. Just a really good match. Was a mess, and like her judo throws, I think, are absolutely tremendous. Like she's got good judo in this.
Mhm.
And then she gets a judo toss, hits the double knees in the corner, then gets this really like weird weird angle armbar because like Ami must be like triple jointed because the way her arm was twisted was
Oh yeah.
like how far back her arm was. I'm like Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Um,
Mm.
yeah. Ami just kind of is the power person in this match. You're really getting a
Mhm.
lot of the power spots in here. Rina
Mhm.
really going to that octopus lock a bunch of times in this match.
Mhm.
She goes into the octopus at one point and turns it into a crucifix driver. She's like,
Mhm.
has an octopus and then crucifix drivers it out of it. And I'm like, holy shit, that looked really good. And then
Mhm.
hits a
Mhm.
double knee drop off the top, but only gets two. Ami gets a blue thunder bomb at one point, but only can get two. A point where they're both on their knees and they're just unloading forearms at each other, and then Marina just takes over and just really smashing the forearms in on Ami. And
Mhm.
then Muraka hits Ami with the case when she's against the ropes. And then Tora and Momo Watanabe hit her with the pipe and bat with the sandwich spot.
Mhm.
And yeah, Rena ends up pulling out the win. She gets like an octopus hold, but like on the mat.
Mhm.
And Ami's forced to submit because she's been beaten up too much by Oedo Tai.
Mhm.
Rena's your new future of Stardom champion.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm very happy about this because as much as I
Mm,
love Ami Sohrei, I don't feel that this championship run with this specific title has been something overtly sensational for her. I don't know if it's just because there's been other champions, like Tam has become champion while she's had this title. Julia was also champion while she had this title. You know, the big thing with Saya Kamitani and Mina Shirakawa, that happening. I feel like all of these kind of higher titles have overshadowed this title a little bit. So I think it's nice to kind of see it kind of brought up a little bit more. But also, I feel like we've seen a lot more girls come into the company, and I'm happy to see this title defended a little bit more.
mm,
Um, I think Rita's going to do a good job with it.
mm.
It's nice to see some gold in Oedo Tai right now. I think it's been a hot minute since we've seen any kind of gold with them. I think since, gosh, I think the last time I saw them with titles was the Artist of Stardom Championships last year,
Yep. Before
sometime. So
Providence took him off him, yeah.
yeah, so yeah, this one was actually a lot of fun. I felt that as you said, Ami was definitely the power presence in this, but I feel like this whole match was a big focus on Rina and just how smart she is for how young she is.
Mm.
As you mentioned, she transitioned from that octopus into that crucifix. I mean, we could watch people who have been trying to do that for years, years of their career trying to do that, and she just did it so
And
effortlessly
she's what,
for such
16?
a young girl.
She's what,
So good.
16? That's incredible.
16, 17, like
Yeah, somewhere around there. Like,
yeah. Something I don't know if I've ever noticed before. Um when they were going kind of to the outside, I noticed Starlight Kid and Tora like suddenly take off across the ring, like on the outside. And I was like, what are they doing? Like they're obviously doing something, but what are they doing? You know how they usually have all of like the other team members go around
mm,
people when they're doing dives?
mm.
Did you notice that there was no God's Eye people around Ami? Oedo Tai ran over and actually I could see them in like the back corner of a shot. They were actually pinning down Syuri and Mirai on the outside so they couldn't actually come over and assist. And I was like, I've never noticed that before. I don't know if they've ever done that before,
I
but it's
haven't either.
brilliant.
Yeah, I usually see the teams being part of the dive, so that's actually kind
Yeah.
of brilliant. Yeah,
Yeah, so for me, it added a nice extra layer to the story. It kind of, I don't want to say justified having the teams there because they're there to soften those dives, but it really kind of added to the kind of story, the animosity of the two factions for me. I really enjoyed that.
and really
Um,
by the ending, it kind of makes a lot more sense because they're
mhm,
helping her with that win, so it makes
mhm,
sense they're helping her with Ami not being being as protected with the dives and things like that. So it makes a
mhm,
lot more sense in the end.
100%.
Yes.
The last thing I wanted to say was the spot what you were mentioning with Ruaka hitting Ami with the case, Tora and Momo double teaming, doing the sandwich shots with the baseball bat and the pipe, and then also doing the singled out hit on the forearm of
Mm.
Ami while Saki was, I don't know, making out with the ref in the corner or whatever she was doing. That was, it got a bit much for me. That was the moment where I wrote down, I felt the same level of disappointment in this particular spot of the match that I do every time I watch a House of Torture match. It got to be too
Yeah.
far up on the shenanigans level for me. It stopped mercifully, but they got to really watch that now, especially that they're joined with NJPW. No one wants to see that shit.
Well, and the fact is that they're like at least Rina was successful in her team cheating for her, where Sho isn't the most successful person. None of them are that successful really when their teams cheat for them. So at least she's success. At least they're better than House of Torture in that sense because they got their girl title.
I mean, there are some hard facts there. I can't argue with that.
And like you were saying to Ami's Ray's reign being overshadowed, I think it's been overshadowed by her challenge and reign of the tag team titles. Because her focus, if you really see
I
on
do, yeah.
everything other than New Blood, has not been that future title. On
That's
every
true.
other show other than New Blood, it's always been she's going after she's in the Triangle Derby, then it was the tag title, and then her quest with Mirai to the tag titles at,
You're
at
right.
Stardom Dream Queendom or All Star Dream Queendom. That was her story. This has happened to be what she was doing on New Blood. So I'm happy the title is off of her in a sense. And it gives and so you can kind of see the future title maybe a little more defended, a little on a little more bigger stage on the bigger
Mhm,
shows. Maybe it gets an opening title match, things like
mhm,
that on those shows. So I'm hopeful for that.
Same, same.
Yeah. So we move on to the Tam Nakano versus Tam Nakano match. Mel was super confused when I described this to her. She was like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Just watch it. You'll understand." But yeah, so it's
I
Tam
thought we
Nakano,
were like in a WWE video game or something, and we were
or
somehow,
like I
or
have
like
two Tam
strong
Nakanos and
spirits.
Strong Spirits. Yeah, I have two of them.
Yeah, somehow managed to like clone another Tam. They did
So
not.
I literally wrote down. I guess they're playing off the Taker versus Taker thing from the '90s. Because
Yeah,
the
something
Tam
like that.
2 has a striking resemblance to Tam OG. And did you
Sort
see her
of.
part? Did you see her second? The little blonde girl that was her second in this match. Uh,
Yeah. I don't remember
just
matches
a
for.
slightly taller Natsupoi.
Hmm.
It was
I
weird.
mean, most people are slightly taller than Natsupoi.
Yeah. So the girl playing Tam Nakano number 2 is Nayo Ishikawa. Is her name. I'm gonna refer to her as Now when I'm going through this because it's gonna be confusing from doing
Confusing.
Tam 1, Tam 2. But actually, I thought a really fun match. It
Hmm.
was kind of Tam. I thought the majority of the match was Tam Nakano because it was now doing Tam's moves
Hmm.
and Tam having pretty much an answer for most everything here. That's
Pretty
essentially
much,
what
yeah.
this match was.
Yeah.
And Tam kind of getting the advantage back every time because she knew what to do to get out of the way of her moves. It's pretty much what it
Hmm.
is. The one spot that now hit in this match that wasn't a Tam special was the Angel's Wings.
Hmm.
That was pretty much the only spot she hit this match that wasn't a Tam Nakano move.
Yeah.
Yeah. So otherwise, essentially Tam versus Tam the entire match. I thought really fun little interesting match.
Mhm.
But in the end, Tam unloads with a couple running kicks to the head, then hits the bridging tiger suplex and gets the win. Again, there's nothing really special to the match except
Mm-mm.
it's interesting to see a girl try to fight another girl as her. It was just, I thought,
Mhm.
interesting little situation. After the match, Tam gets the mic. Tam says, "Hey, Tam Nakano, do you know Tam Nakano's pain now? I'm the real Tam Nakano. You fake. You love Tam that much?" And then now says Tam Nakano won and Tam Nakano lost. Like, okay. Tam says, "You really want to claim to be Tam Nakano so badly? If so, you need to come back stronger. If you insist so much that you're Tam Nakano, next time let's fight together as the Tam Nakano sisters."
Man.
I'm like, okay, I guess this is another angle for New Blood.
I
They,
mean, we'll see if it happens. I mean, we're probably going to be waiting a hot minute on that Monet Okada tag teaming there.
yeah, and she helps her up, and then Tam makes mention, hey, there's even two Nachans, there's two Natsupois on the outside, because
Mm.
she signifies her Natsupoi, and then the other one that looks like her. Because I guess they're playing up the gimmick, right? And she goes,
Team
isn't
Meltier versus Team Meltier? No, thank you.
yeah. Uh, isn't and she goes, isn't she big for a fairy? And then she calls out everybody from New Blood to come to the ring. Oh, go ahead.
No, no, I was
Oh,
just giggling.
I thought you had something.
No.
Rina comes up, takes the mic. She says it it won't be fun if shitty old grandma closes the show. So
Well
future
then.
champion Rina Sama will close it, and then everybody gets in. Rina says, "Come on, grandma." I think she was talking to Waka at that point because Waka's the only one left on the outside. And she goes, "Let's go. Believe in youth. Shine tomorrow. New Blood 8." And they end the broadcast, and then they all just pose for a minute or two, and then it's over. But I thought just really fun situation, and then I really kind of hope we get the Tam Nakano sisters versus the Natsupoi sisters at some point. I think that would be a funny match to watch.
I mean, given what happened the next day, I mean, yeah, it might be interesting.
I think it would be good. So we are going to move on to the Flashing Champion show from May 27th. And absolutely phenomenal. Their next big card since All Star Grand Queendom, in my opinion. A lot of some great title matches on this. But I'll admit, I didn't watch this match because I didn't watch it on Stardom World. I watched a pay per view copy, and this wasn't on the pay per view copy. So, do you have anything on this? Because I don't have anything for this.
I do. I
Okay,
do.
you're up on this one.
So Momo, Kogo, and Saida, I mean, they're part of Stars. They obviously were tag teaming on Lady C a little bit. Lady C, though, able to put a double abdominal stretch on both Momo and Saida. Momo was in the front though, so she was able to actually kind of wiggle out of the abdominal stretch there, leaving her partner Saida still trapped in the abdominal stretch, and she actually looped around and put Lady C in an octopus while Lady C was still putting the abdominal stretch on Saida. It was a very funny looking little train wreck, but it's better than the thumb bum. Better than the thumb bum spot, man. Um, there was another chop battle between Saida and Lady C, obviously. They did very, very well with that one. Very, very fun. It's always nice to see Iida involved in those kind of things, but like having to like jump a little bit just to get that full power chop on Lady C is it's adorable. Authoritative chokeslam by Lady C on Iida. She slammed her so hard that Iida damn near came back to a vertical base. That bounce was so good. She also flopped around a little bit like a fish just to play it up a little bit, and all I could think was, yes, salmon splash. We get to see Yoda Suji soon. Gave me life. I was very happy about that. I think from what I heard on the commentary, the Japanese commentary, very briefly, that Momo hit a Momo bomb on her partner, Saida, pick up the win for this one. It was a very interesting pre show match. Nice little opener.
And Momo coming off of being involved in that New Japan Strong tournament too, on top of
Correct.
it all. So yeah, again, yeah, I think you kind of have to give her a little bit more now that you've
Mhm,
kind of put her in that position that she was in this tournament for an open title. Yes, she
mhm,
didn't win, but you got to kind of give her a little bit of push. I think
mhm,
coming out of
mhm. She
that.
did very well in this one.
Hmm. I'm sorry I missed it. I
Naughty,
realized it this
naughty.
morning when I was going through and getting the speeches from the shows. I'm like, shit, I did that wasn't on my copy. Oh, I don't have time to watch it. So I just said, screw it, Mel can take it. We move on to the main card. It is Aya Sakura and Syuri taking on Rebel Enemy. It's Maika, Ozaki, and Ram Kaichow. I love seeing that Ram and Ozaki are back. I
Mhm.
really like those two. Can't find it anywhere, but Aya Sakura is not part of God's Eye because I looked it up. She nowhere does it say she's actually part of
No,
God's
she
Eye. Not
fits
yet,
in a
anyway.
lot better than Hanako, though. Let me tell you.
Hanako's not part of God's Eye, is she?
But I'm saying if we have the
Oh,
option of because
oh yeah.
Hanako has also worked with God's Eye extensively,
I would rather Aya Sakura join God's Eye than anybody else
100%.
because really there's three main members. Then there's Konami and another one or two people that but they're all part time members.
Inaba.
Shinaba and there's somebody else, but they're all like considered like part time members of the team because they're not in the company full. I can't remember the other
I
two.
know who you're talking about. I can't remember her name either. I can see her.
Yeah,
It'll come to us.
it will because I'm gonna find it. I'm insane. Like once they get these in my head, I have to find it. Nanami and Nanami.
That right, Nanami. Right.
Nanami, you don't see her much, and same with
No, no.
Hinaba, and so Konami, I consider them all part time. So you have Suri, Marmy as the main three.
Mm-hmm,
It'd be
mm-hmm.
nice to add an
Powerpuff
Aya
Girls.
Sakura as their like young girl in the turn in the
Mm-hmm,
team maybe. But yeah, a really fun little match. Aya coming out of the gate hard, taking it to Ram. Ram
mm-hmm,
ends up fighting back, and Rebel Enemy end up double teaming Aya with the assisted drop kick, and Ram just unloads forearms like to Aya on the mat, just ramming
mm-hmm.
them in there. I'm trying. I'm
Wow, wow.
trying. I'm trying. Yeah, Syuri really is the saver of Aya in this match. Like she
100%.
like so a few times she had to come in and save her from submissions and
Mm-hmm,
everything. But in the
mm-hmm,
end, though, Ozaki gets a huge lariat on Aya Sakura and applies the torture rack and gets the submission of victory.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You got anything on this
Maika
one?
Ozaki coming in dripping in gold. She's a double champion now, that girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how her and Ram come out, where Ram is just the tiny child on her shoulders, just like, yay, we're going wrestling. I absolutely love watching Ram though. She went absolutely feral on Ami in the beginning there, just fists and hair everywhere. It was great. Um, Short girl problems, relatable. I would
Mm-hmm.
probably wrestle like that also. I really felt that this match was actually a huge power flex for Maika. She was just doing her thing, having fun. Um, Suri had to work fairly hard to put Micah down a few times, having to feed her some nasty kicks. And even then, those kicks weren't keeping Micah down very, very
No.
long. I felt that towards the end there, obviously, Micah and Ram working over Ami, really, really good. Obviously, I mean, easier target than Suri in comparison, who's got that UFC and mixed martial arts background. One of my favorite parts though was when Micah got Aya and she was putting her, or sorry, not, yeah, Aya. Why do I have Ami written down? Weird. I have Micah putting Aya in that Boston crab. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and Aya having the presence to like try to block it with her arms. I really, really like this touch where Micah notices that and just starts feeding her back kicks until she gave up and could get her into that high kind of
Mm-hmm.
sitting Boston Crab. She was sitting pretty much just like who did we see that with the other day? Was it Ishimori? Just sitting down on the back of someone's neck. It was absolutely insane.
Oh, Ishii. It was Ishii.
Right, Ishii. It was
It was on
Ishii, not
Loibe.
Ishimori.
I want to say Loibe. It was.
Yes, it was because the
Yeah.
legs were freakishly long. Yeah, this was a fun match. I really, really liked this one. Suri's looking great.
Yeah, I love the new gear on her. I like it because
Yeah,
then
she
again,
looked like Christmas.
it was a lot more it was a lot simpler than the gear she's been wearing recently.
It is, yeah.
I kind of like that. And again, when you're with an Aya Sakura who has like nice but simple gear, it kind of complements each other, and that one isn't kind of overshadowing the other in their look. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we move on. It's Mel's favorite team, Queen's Quest. Hina,
Trouble in Paradise, though, let me tell you.
Sayaka Matani, and Utami Hayashishita versus Oedo Tai Jr., Rina, Ruaka, and Starlight Kid. I'm gonna call them Oedo Tai Jr. every time. I love
They're
the
called
match.
Young Oedo Tai.
Okay, young Oedo Tai. No, Oedo Tai Jr. That's what I'm going with. I love their matching dusters that they're wearing, the long jackets that they got. I love
Mm,
that. They each have a different color, but they're exactly the same. I love
yes,
it. And Rena sporting that newly won future title looks good on her. Looks good on
polished up.
her. Again, Oedo Tai triple teaming Queen's Quest at the start, and then Utami and Rina to Utami, and then Rina applies the octopus lock on Utami, but Utami getting to the ropes. Rita looking
Mm-hmm.
strong against a former world champion, looking good
Mm-hmm.
there. Nice the backdrop spot into the backbreaker by Hina, where she goes for a backdrop, then drops her onto the knee. Looked
Mm-hmm.
so good by Hina to Starlight Kid. Looked so good. Um, Away to Tai ends up triple teaming Ruaka, but they have miscommunications. And then Saya kicks Hina in the face. And then Tommy hits with a top rope drop kick. Ruaka gets the tree slam to Saya Kamitani for two. Saya Kamitani does a lariat and hits a beautiful Rana into the pin. Or sorry, wait, did I? Oh yeah, sorry, because at one point Utami kicks Saya in the head.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think that's where it messed up.
there was some confusion there. Ruaka just got out of the way and Saya ended up drop kicking Utami. Yeah.
That was it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I was reading it wrong. I apologize. But yeah, Sai ends up dodging Larry, gets the Rana for the pin for the win on Ruaka. So Queen's Quest still comes out the victors in this,
Mm-hmm.
but Utami just leaves,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
Hina kind of just follows her leader. That's the thing. She follows the leader out of the ring. So it's like you have Sai sitting in the
Yeah.
ring going, like, kind of going, "What the fuck?" Like it was just
Yeah,
this.
yeah. And
Yeah.
then Dummy wasn't also paying attention, ended up going the wrong way, had to turn around and go the other way. She tried to go out the opposite exit of where she was supposed to go. Yeah, Trouble in Paradise with Queen's Quest. I'm not gonna lie, I love the Queen's Quest faction. I hate their theme song, but like it's been a while since Stardom kind of had a faction shakeup since like Natsupoi last year, right? Um,
Well, Mina creating her own.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that was a shakeup. That was a slow burn because we knew that was
Mm-hmm.
coming with the entrance of Mariah May and Zaya Brooks' side, and she didn't exit Cosmic Angels right away. She's like, I'm still here, but I have this.
Mm-hmm.
She was kind of playing both sides of the fence there. Whereas Natsupoi simply abandoned her faction and jumped to another one. So yeah, I don't. Well, we'll see what's kind of brewing with this. I'm very interested to see in what story they're going to kind of have come out of Aphrodite kind of having their little showdown there. I wanted to touch on Hina's judo tosses in this one though. Just something about that family with Rina, Hina, and Hanan there. Clearly judo background. These girls are very, very good at it. But to have Hina do that on Ruaka, I mean, Ruaka's got height on her, not let alone size. To the effortlessness of which Hina gets her over, especially on the first one. The second one was a little rough. It was a lot later in the match, and Hina had gotten her shit wrecked quite a bit, so she was a little tired. Completely understandable. Still got her over. I mean, you get her
Mm-hmm.
feet in the air. It's all that really matters, right? Um, I really, really like Kamitani's new hair color. It just seems more ginger than normal, more red, almost more mica. I
Mm-hmm.
really like how it looks on her. Wonder if that's maybe an omen. No pun intended. Um, Ruaka, the Ruaka spot. Utami, yeah, when she got hit by that drop kick with Saya, she lost her ish. She got
Mm-hmm.
so mad. She just turns around and starts beating the shit out of Kamitani. Um, that was kind of how Oedo Tai was actually able to regain control at that point, was the distraction of Queen's Quest. Because, like, honestly, on paper, when you look at this, you have two very dominant former champions in Kamitani and Utami, and they're high-end championships. They're not the future of Stardom champion. This is the Wonder of Stardom champion, former Wonder of Stardom champion, and one of the longest ones in Kamitani. And then you have like the Red Queen
Mhm.
in Utami. I mean, man, the the Oedo Tai should have been worked over like a 9 to 5 in this, but the distraction of the infighting between Utami and Kamitani really put them in a situation where they almost lost on multiple occasions
Mhm.
throughout this match. They really do need to pull their stuff together. They almost seemed to at the end of this one when Kamitani was picking up that win over Starlight Kid, I think.
Mhm.
No, Ruaka. Over
Naraka, yeah.
Ruaka, Utami was actually like doing what she needed to do. She took out Starlight Kid on the outside and was holding her on the ropes to ensure that the pin didn't break up. So she did come back around and was like, yeah, we need to pick up a win here. But it's very obvious right now that Utami is acting a little superior to Kamitani. I'm wondering where this is going to kind of lead. Is it going to lead to them having this big showdown where they end up a stronger faction, or are they going to have this big blow up where maybe Kamitani makes a hostile takeover of Queen's Quest and boots out the Red Queen? We don't know. We're going to see what these writers have for us.
All I know is I'm hoping for the implosion of Queen's Quest dies and Lady C goes to DDM. That's what I'm hoping for.
Okay, Queen's Quest doesn't need to die for Lady C to go to DDM, though.
I'm pretty, but that's the thing I'm thinking. It's gonna Queen's Quest will die, and Lady C can go be part of DDM with no
The
issues.
problem is Queen's Quest does dissolve. Where's Hina gonna go? Where's Miyu Amasaki gonna go? Where's Utami gonna go? Utami is the Red Queen. She's not gonna fit in with freaking Tora. They're gonna kick the crap out of each other. They're not gonna fit in with DDM. That Utami and Julia kick the crap out of each other. I would never see Utami dancing on any intro, so that takes out
She
Club
can join
Venus Cosmic
Stars.
Angels. You know how much she loves Mayu Iwatani. Like, there's nowhere for her to fit. She would literally have to either go to God's Eye or form her own faction. I don't, I don't know. We'll see. We shall see.
We
Let's move
shall
on
see.
because we could
We
talk
move
about this
on.
for
It's
hours.
Stars, Hanan, Hazuki, Kokuma, and Mayu Iwatani taking on Club Venus's Jessie, Mariah May, Wakasukiyama, and Xena. Mhm. All the way. Love Club Venus, all of them in black except for the big red thumb sticking out in Wakasukiyama. She needs to get a couple more versions of her gear so she can match her teammates.
Did you see what Mariah May's tweet was last week?
No.
Yeah, her goal is to make Waka sexy. Good luck, girl.
I think it's Mariah May. She'll get it accomplished. Come
I
on.
mean, arguably, like Waka's already really adorable. It really is just her outfits that are just kind of like missing the point for me,
Yeah.
especially in this faction. And it's not so much even like the style of it, so much as the color.
Mhm.
It just having her name Waka written right across her boobies is just it. It's not a good look. I don't know if she just removed. Oddly enough, if she removed her name from her gear, it would definitely be an improvement.
I agree with you 100% there.
Yeah.
So it
Getting to
starts
the
out.
match though.
So Koguma and May kind of really friendly because they've been having a lot of
Oh yes,
goofy
your
things they've
favorite
been doing.
spot in professional wrestling.
They've been doing a lot of goofy things there, and then Mariah May decides to twerk it up, but Koguma slaps her on the ass. It was I was laughing so hard. Waka runs the face of Koguma into the chest of Mariah May, and Mariah May just starts shaking her titties in Koguma's face. It was hilarious.
Wrestling.
Yeah, yeah. But again, Club Venus misses the triple drop kick, and Stars comes in, beats all four members down of Club Venus, and they run across the back of them, and then get the
Mhm.
quad bear clutch. Um, a really just fun match here. Like nothing crazy
Mhm.
serious, just a lot of fun back and forth between these teams.
Mhm, mhm.
Xena getting that super spin on her shoulders into the gut buster, where she got a girl
Okay,
on the
good.
shoulder that
That's what
spins
that was
around
called. Okay, good.
and hits a gut buster on the shoulder. Then it gets the speed chops, and then gets the double Samoan to Hazuki and Koguma, and gets the two on Hazuki. The power on Xena, man, to hold both those girls up there and come back
Mhm,
with a double Samoan drop, that was
mhm,
great.
mhm.
Um, Mariah puts Mayu on top and slaps the shit out of her, just cracks her in the face and hits the Trish Stratus Rana off the top, and then the springboard drop kick for two. Beautiful. That I kind of always impressed that double backflip arm drag that Mayu Iwatani does. It looks so smooth with shit people and like springboard off the rope goes backflip into the arm drag. Looks so good. Um, Walker with a great oblivion, but Hannah or is that right? Hannah? I wrote Hannah. Who the fuck's Hannah?
Hanan.
Hanan, that's it. We're gonna end. Hanan hits the big judo toss. That makes sense because there's judo toss right after it. I am going insane. Um, Hanan hits the big judo toss, then gets to roll into the armbar, but it does get broken up. The beautiful four-person wheelbarrow facebuster lung blower spot by Stars
Oh yes, yes.
look really good. In the end, Hanan gets the La Magistral, or sorry, La Magistral onto Jessie. Or no, it's not La Magistral. That's the spin around. What's the one? Crap, I can't remember.
Big words.
Yeah, the Magistral Cradle to Hanan, from Hanan to Jessie, and Stars picks up the win. And then after the
Mhm,
match, Mayu's like holding her belt up and pushing it into Mariah May's face. So I'm guaranteeing you, you're getting an IWGP title between Mariah May
mhm.
and Mayu Iwatani at some point.
Interesting.
It's
Interesting.
gotta come.
Interesting. You never know. I mean, she's got to defend that belt. Got to be a defending champion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. To play more on what was happening at the beginning here, there it was more than just twerking. It was Kaguma asking her to not be sexy and do the Kaguma with her. And it's like, how do you ask someone who's a beautiful Barbie to not be sexy, girl? Dummy. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was hilarious. The her doing the ears and the twerking with it. It was just a
Well,
fun
she was
little
pointing at
spot.
her hair because she had her hair up
She
in the
had her hair in the
buns.
moon buns.
So she was
Yeah.
like pointing at those instead of doing the thing. She was like pointing at
Yeah.
her buttons instead of doing the fist. It was actually quite funny.
Yeah, yeah. And to like add on to your to the what you mentioned with them running across the backs and then doing the four person Kaguma ear thing. Everyone but Hazuki understood the assignment during that one. You know, everyone's going like this, ha 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 ha. Here's Hazuki, bonk, 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 just pounding the ever living hell out. I can't even remember who she had.
I think it was Jessie. I think maybe.
No, I
Mm.
think Jessie was actually Mayu. It might have been Waka. I'm not entirely sure, but like whoever it was had a hell of a headache after because she was just pounding on her and she was pounding the wrong way. It just looked hilarious because everyone else is just sitting there going, "Oh no, this is awful," and the person actually being held by Hazuki is going like, "No, this is legitimately awful." Um, yeah, as you mentioned, Xena's strength just really on display in this one. She's so strong for like and deceptively so. Like she looks thick, but like she looks like voluptuous thick. You know, you don't think that she's gonna come out here and muscle you around, but holy hot diggity, that girl's strong.
It's
Um,
it's the Tessa Blanchard effect, I'll say. She has the kind of same build that Tessa Blanchard had. She didn't like always looked like the biggest, muscliest girl,
yeah,
but
I'd agree with that.
she has insane power.
Yeah, yeah, even a similar look. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Tessa Blanchard just as beautiful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the chops that she feeds those machine gun chops, man. I gotta say, like we've been seeing these chops a hot minute out of Mirai, out of Ami, out of a couple other people that we've seen them, but her Xena actually very much reminds me of Kenta Kobashi's machine gun chops, where every single
It's
one
that
is
bang, bang, bang. Yeah.
heavy. And it's not like they're just sitting there going slippity, 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 stop, 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 trying to get the noise. She is literally every single one. She wants you to feel it as much as you felt the last one. And live. I love this. I love seeing a nice, powerful woman like that. Um, yeah, and as you had mentioned, carrying around both Koguma and Hazuki on her back to drop for, I mean, just the raw power this woman has. Very amazing addition to Club Venus there. But we also got to talk about the missile drop kicks from Mariah May, because hot damn. I mean, shut the front door so she can kick you through it and probably out the back one. She just cocks and loads those things and then unloads those things, and you end up across the ring. It's absolutely incredible. She did, I think it was to Mayu. She hit that one on, and Mayu ended
Mm.
up doing like two or three flips almost out of the ring. She kicked
Hmm.
her so hard. I absolutely love that. Yeah, that's all I got to say on that one. This was a fun match. I really enjoyed this one.
I really did too. And again, I love seeing Club Venus. I just want them to win more. That's the main thing. I just want them to win more.
Agreed. Mm,
But again, Stars winning this made sense later on in the show.
mhm.
Yeah. So we move on here. It's Maika, May Sarah, and Suzuki. That's a team.
It was the
taking
team I didn't know that I needed.
taking on the team of Hanako and the Neo Stardom Army, or Passion Power Pineapple, or even call them, of Nanae Takahashi and Yuna Mizumori.
What would we call this? Passion New Guy Pineapple?
Um, Passion Power Hanako?
Well, no, because the pineapple is Yuna, right? Power is you. Passion is
Uh,
Nane.
Passion Hanako Pineapple?
Well, that's why I said passion new guy pineapple.
I love that
Regardless, get in the match, man, because this was fun.
I appreciated the entrance for
Yes.
Hanako and Yosar Marmy. But the fact that they all had the Hawaiian shirts on,
Pineapple.
wearing the pineapple glasses, I loved it.
They were
Again,
like a fun Thaddeus Archer.
it was it, yes, I agree, a way better version of Thaddeus Archer. Love love you,
I said
Thad.
a funny version. I didn't say a way better version.
I love you, Thad. But yeah, it was just fun to see them all there. They all brawl to start. They go to the floor, big old brawl on the floor. Suzu and Nanae battling each other. Nanae tossing Suzu into the chairs and tossing chairs onto Suzuki. Um, oh, that's the name. I called them Pineapple Express. That's what I called them. I found it in my
Why?
note. I found it in my note. I don't know, pineapple, and then everybody was just going. I liked it. Um, yeah, again, really fun match. Those running knees by Suzuki in the corner are just picture perfect.
Yes.
And then Yuna, her sliding lariat, when she comes in like sliding lariat and then turns it into a pin right after, the
Yeah.
flow of it, I think, looks
So good.
so good.
Mhm.
It's just absolutely phenomenal. The super kicks off Suzuki, looking just picture perfect to Nane, but Nane ends up catching a foot in the corner and then but like she gets tossed in the ropes and we get the nasty German,
Yeah. And
as
she
we
went through
call
the
it.
ropes again.
She went through the ropes. I loved it. Again, what
Mhm.
a hey! If she has to have her variation of it, that's fine.
I mean, true. It separates her from Nasty Nate, right?
That's the main thing. Everybody's got to have their own way of doing things.
Mhm.
Really, I thought really great back and forth in this match.
Mhm.
Hanako and Mesera just trading hard forearms at one point, and Hanako gets
Mhm.
the big boot and the torture rack to Mesera. Uh, Yuna getting that Alabama splash or the Alabama slam. She gets it, but she runs it into the corner, like
Yeah,
cannonball
yeah.
Alabama slam into the corner. I love that. Um, Absolutely phenomenal. In the end, though, May gets tossed up by Maika into an assisted X Factor to Hanako, and then Mai hits a hard running kick. Just it looked rough. It
Mhm.
gets a stack pin for the win.
Mhm. This was a fun match, as you mentioned in the beginning, which just brought me life. I loved seeing Hanako dress up like Yuna and Nanae. It brought me back to like the days of, oh, what were they called in NJPW? War Machine?
Oh, yeah, War Machine with they're from ROH. They're Viking Raiders they're Viking
Yeah,
Express,
yeah.
whatever they're called in
They've
WWE.
changed again. They've changed the names, so I don't know what's going on. But like in NJPW, that was the same thing when they were teaming with people. You know, they had the face paint that they always came out with when they were teaming with other people, like Tanahashi, Ricochet, Will Ospreay, even. They would come out with that Viking mask on, so it kind of brought me back to that, and I was like, oh, my heart, that makes me happy. Um, I gotta say, Suzu and Maika work scarily well together. Like,
Maybe she's the new member of DDM
well, I'm just gonna say, like, why DDM?
because then she could team with Maika and they can be a
Why
great
does
tag team.
Maika need to stay with DDM?
But Maika should stay with DDM because DDM's awesome.
I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying why stay. I'm saying this team worked so well, just as well as anything with DDM. There's no reason why, maybe the exit of Himika is what Maika needed to step into the spotlight. And arguably in DDM, I mean, she's going to be overshadowed right now. I mean, three of the other members are the artists of Stardom champions. So, like,
Not quite, not yet. We haven't gotten there yet.
spoiler alert, but the thing is, like, getting to the point, my guy, is where does Micah go?
Mm.
You know, she can't challenge for the artist belt. There's no freebird kind of thing going on there. So who's she going to challenge with for the goddess championships? Well, there's somebody going after that right now. You know, who's what, like, someone's going after the Wonder of Stardom championship. Did she go after the red belt? Does she have the ability to go after the red belt? We don't know. You know, this is Micah's time to kind of, I think, branch out and spread her wings. So I honestly, as much as I do love DDM, I don't necessarily see her for the betterment of her career remaining with them for very long. I see Suzu Suzuki doing great things. I could see Suzu Suzuki bringing along both May and Micah with her to do those great things. So
The new
we'll kind of
prominence.
see.
The new prominence.
Hey, I mean, I'd be for that. Just maybe stay away from the deathmatch stuff. Um,
Mm.
Micah and Nane had a really, really great exchange, just power for power. Nane is just, when she first came back, I was kind of like, "Mer." Now she's just like, I really do enjoy watching her wrestle because she does wrestle with such passion as she says she does. She loves this business, and you can tell it by everything that she does. She puts her whole heart and soul into this sport. Um, this was a match, though, that I did kind of realize that Hanako's moveset is not my favorite. She has
Mm.
some really amazing moves, and I think it's just how new she is that she doesn't have that experience of creativity, maybe. But like, I feel like it's like she does the move and then exclamation for the move, and then goes on to the next move, where
Mm.
I feel as she gets more and more experience, she'll learn how to flow into things a little bit more. One of the things that I'd wrote down that was an example was this. Um, there was one thing that she did to May, where she like picked her up and would like she was I think she just simply picked her up and ended up just throwing her down. She like she played it up like she was going to do something super super exciting, and then just ended up just tossing her. Whereas
Mm.
myself, I would have liked to maybe see her do something a little bit more interesting, like maybe
Yeah.
instead of just dropping her, maybe picking her up and doing an Alabama slammer instead, and then following it up with like cannonball or something, like just something interesting to make it more like, ooh, that was really cool, or hey, that was neat, how'd you get into that, instead of like, I picked her up, I put her down.
Mm.
But otherwise I felt that this was a really really great power match just in general. The only one who wasn't really kind of flexing their power was May, and May was just flexing her speed.
Mm.
She was doing everything she could to stay the hell out of the way of the forearms coming at her. But yeah, other than that, I don't have a whole lot to say.
So we move on. High speed title match.
Oh gosh.
It's Azumi defending against Fukigen Death, defending against and also against Saki Kashima. So essentially a 2-on-1 match where the two partners are still fighting each other. Really quick, just fast match. AZM drop kicking both to the floor, goes for her dive over the corner, but she ends up slipping and falling onto the corner buckle, which looked like a painful fall.
Yeah,
Like
not good.
shit.
No bueno.
In the ring, it doesn't take long for Saki to surprise Fuki and rolling her up. And then she ends up begging for forgiveness, but Fuki hits a suplex on her for two. Um, but yeah, a lot of they go up. Fuki gets a drop kick and goes up to the top, but her and Saki go for the double moonsault. But Azumi moves, or sorry, Fuki goes for the moonsault, but Saki moves double moonsault onto Saki and Azumi. Sorry, I messed that up. Um, but they both move. And then Fuki crashes and burns to the mat. A lot of crazy roll ups. Everybody just rolling each other up, and like for like a good minute, just Kishikase's, Azumi Sushi's roll ups, everything. And Saki ends up kicking Fuki, and Azumi kicks Saki. Then Fuki gets a code red onto Azumi and gets a two. Again, it was just this fun little like it was so quick, but it was just so much good stuff. In the end, Azumi gets knocked to the floor and Fuki goes to roll up Saki, but Saki reverses into a German suplex style pin into a bridge, and Saki gets the win.
Yeah.
And she's the new high
Champion
speed
isn't even
champion.
included in the decision of the match.
Yeah, so Saki's your new high speed champion. I didn't expect it. This match was 5 minutes and 23 seconds. I did not expect that.
Yeah, like when I was expecting this match, I was expecting it to be like when I was expecting Saki to meet Azumi. I wasn't expecting Fook to be involved. But when Fook got involved, when I saw this, I was like, shit. This is how they take the belt off of Azumi without making her look weak.
Yeah,
Because she's
because
not a part of the decision. And you could see the freaking tantrum she was having in the background after the win
she
on that.
was pissed.
I mean, I would be too, my guy. I mean, I wasn't a part of the decision. But yeah, this was fun. I didn't take a whole ton of notes on this one just because, again, it's a high speed match. Like,
Mhm.
yeah. By the time I would be writing a note, I would have to be writing another note and another note, and it would just be too much,
Mhm.
far too much.
But I
This was
thought
fun
really
though.
fun. It was a really fun 5 minutes. I will tell you that
Yeah.
right now. Well, 3.5 minutes for me because I watched it on 1.5 speed, but really fun 3.5 minutes for me.
We're not going to comment on that.
So trust me, watching a high speed match on higher speed is kind of insane.
It's
But
kind of
I
fast.
I got some notes. We move on. Goddess of Stardom tag team titles match.
Ooh, that's a
It
smirk.
which one?
Momo.
Oh yeah, that
Oh,
it very much reminds me of Show. Makes me think of Show when I see it. Like
I
that.
mean, that Sukatora kind of looking evilish. Yeah,
Oh, but like just a smirk makes me think of Show. I don't know
it
what
does. Yeah.
that stupid pose he has. Jesus. Yeah, so we get God's Eye defending the Ami Sohrei and Mirai defending against Oedo Ties, Momo Watanabe, and Natsukatora.
Hmm.
Watanabe, like it showed a video beforehand, her really working over that knee of Mirai in the matches they've had leading up to this.
Hmm.
So, like, what would be the condition of the knee? I like that Ami and Mirai's gear has a very similar look. I like
Hmm.
the cohesion, just different color, but it's like same look.
Hmm.
Momo going for the knee off the hop, but double speed chops by God's Eye. They get pulled out by a Widow tie, like blatantly, and the ref does nothing. Momo gets a senton off the apron to both ladies. Uh, um, and then they toss both Mariah and Ami into the chairs. Ami gets tossed in the chairs again, and Momo hooks Mariah's leg in a chair and then attacks it in a chair. Like Jesus, like the refs do nothing. Like they're like I get mad at refs in New Japan, but at least every now and again they make a good call. I don't think I've seen a Stardom ref make a good call ever.
That is a lie.
When have you ever seen a DQ
We've
made?
seen them disqualify Oedo Tai in certain matches when they've gotten involved.
Not that I remember, but okay.
Cinderella tournament, we had a disqualification.
Okay, well
Triangle
that
Derby,
was
we
like
had two.
that was like okay, but again, it was just they're generally useless.
Yeah, I
Let's
was
say
gonna
that.
say overall in general, if we're looking at the average though, in general, the Japanese roughs are
Yeah.
pretty useless.
Mirai really working that really likes that downward spiral. She grabs somebody and just drives their face into the mat.
Oh
Really
yeah.
liking that downward spiral. Huge Uranagi at one point, and then followed by a PK by Momo to Ami. Looked
Yeah.
really good. Green Bay Pledge by Ami and to Tora, and then the Vader twisting elbow by Mirai gets a two. I love that little setup. I love their little setup there.
Mhm.
Yeah, really, I just felt really fun match. But in the end, Natsuka Tora goes up, but misses a swanton off the top, and Mirai gets the seatbelt pin and steals the victory because she had been really getting worked over towards the
Mhm.
end of this match. And yeah,
Mhm.
but I thought really good match. 16 minutes 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Really good match.
Mhm. You actually mentioned everything that I wrote down. The only thing I would add on to that is that afterwards, Tora and Momo, I mean, sore losers, way to tie
Oh,
is what
very
it is.
much so. Well,
Yeah,
this whole
picking on,
thing.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, but like picking on Mirai to the point where
Mm,
Syuri had to get in and try to kind of defend. Interesting to see how like Momo and Tora, they there was 2-on-1 at that point because Mirai was down. She wasn't going to be any use, regardless if she had just one. They worked over that knee pretty good.
mm.
These two stood down pretty quickly when Suri got in the ring.
You'll
Momo
fuck
did
with
take well,
you'll fuck with the ex champ.
Momo did take a shot at her and
Hmm.
quickly exited the ring afterwards because you don't want that smoke. You piss
No.
off Suri, you're eesh, don't want that.
So Queen's Quest comes out.
Yes.
Utami Saikama, Utami Ashita, Saikama, I mean the rest of Queen Quest hit the ring. Utami says, hey, you talked a lot on Twitter before your match, but you lost. What happened? Were you that weak? Or were you too outspoken? And Tora says, shut up. You guys are fighting each other over trivial things. How dare you fuck with us? This is where Oedo Tai and Queen's Quest start to fight. When the fight breaks up, Momo Watami says, hey, Queen's Quest, you have it in you to bring some violence? You should have done it a long time ago. Well, what's up now? If you're ready for it, let's settle this once and for all. With this many people, how about a cage match? Yeah, cage match, baby. Let's settle this once and for all, shall we? And Kamatani says, the cage. That sounds about right. Let's do it. But can you guys get out of the cage, making shots at like Momo and especially I think Tora, especially because again Tora's a bigger girl, so I think she's kind of making fun of her for being fat, which I didn't really care for as a larger person
Yeah, and
myself. I was like,
ultimately, Utami should know better. She's faced Tora before.
yeah, you know how rough she can be.
Yeah.
Starlight Kid gets the mic. She says, "Well, let me ask this, Aphrodite, will you guys be okay going into the cage with all your
No.
drama? You guys are good at hiding the truth. Well, we had an all-out war, and Momo betrayed you. So let's see what happens this time. Because I guess the last time Momo moved over to a way to tie, and she counts her team 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then she counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Amasaki, I guess, who wasn't there. 6 versus 6, all at war. Way to tie versus Queen's Quest. It's decided. Let's go. And then the both factions start fighting again.
Let's get her done. I'm interested
Yeah,
to see it.
me too. I'm down. Cage match. 12 woman cage match.
We've got this under control and it's not going to end in disaster.
Oh, it'll be a disaster because everybody's going to be bloody as shit.
Someone's probably going to bleed for sure.
Oh yeah, for darn sure. We move on. Our Stardom title match. It is restarts Kairi, Natsupoi, and Saori Anou, the champions, taking on Donna Del Mondo's Julia, Mai Sakurai, and Thekla. Love the fuzzy coats from DDM. Love the
Mhm.
fuzzy coats. So good.
Mhm.
Mai and Anu have a really good opening weekend, so each getting domination and like really good. Then DDM comes in and triple teams Anu, but then Restart comes in and triple teams Mai. It was just like real
Back and
really
forth.
nice back and forth.
Mhm.
Nat just really liking to pulling some hair this match and just tossing Mai around by her hair. Really good inverted DDT and cutter by Nat to or by Mai to Nat Nanu. Thekla in beautiful Thekla new gear.
Love it. That hair, back to the braids.
Same with Julia.
You're
Braid.
probably
Well,
happy about that.
I'm guessing extensions on the braids this time,
I
but yeah.
mean, yes, both Thekla and her both have
Hmm.
extensions because their hair is as long as my Sakurai's.
Yeah. Thekla getting the Muda lock at one point and then
Mm-hmm.
raking the face of Natsupoi in the Muda lock. Like, screw
Yes.
you. You shouldn't have left us and raking the face. Absolutely great. Nat
Thank you.
slapping the hell out of Thekla.
Oh yeah.
Tries the German, but Thekla hits a hard shot, but ends up getting German suplex by Nat for two. Again, big old spear by Thekla at one point, just almost breaking Natsupoi in half. Yeah,
Yes.
dude, the Kyrie and Julia, just their face off and wrestling together was absolutely tremendous. I thought those two going back and forth was very, very good. Um, Kyrie slips out of a glorious driver and hits a beautiful spinning back fist, then
Mm-hmm.
does it again. Kyrie hits like an Alabama slam, goes up to the top, but Julia does stop her and hits a delayed suplex. But as they're going up, Kyrie ends up turning it into a DDT to drop Julia. I really did. There was a good. I thought these two, their whole time in there together, I was just like,
So good.
God, I love this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just really good match. There's so much happened in this match. It was like 18 minutes. It was really,
Mm-hmm.
really good. In the end, though, Saori Anou and Julia are trading hard shots, and a German, but Nat gets inadvertently kicked by Saori Anou in the face.
Wasn't it Nat
Or,
accidentally
no,
kicks
sorry,
Theory?
Nat. Sorry, I wrote that. I'm really bad at writing.
I
Nat
was gonna say
inadvertently
it doesn't
kicks
matter
on.
that Nat got kicked in the face.
Sorry, Nat inadvertently kicks Anu in the face, and then
Mm-hmm.
Julia ends up getting like the Kofi Kingston SOS roll up
Mm-hmm.
on Siriano, and we have new champions, ladies and gentlemen. Donna Del
Mm-hmm.
Mundo are your artists of Stardom title champions. I love it.
Yes. And honestly, I'm happy about that. I wasn't particularly happy. I'd mentioned before. I felt like this team of Natsupoi, Kairi, and Saori were kind of in the same way an NJPW mismatch of what the six-man championships are there. Um, I don't like seeing that. I want to be able to say that the championships are sitting on teams, established teams of people who know each other and work well together, not people who are going, well, hope this works.
Yeah.
Um, and, admittedly, like they worked very, very well together, these Cosmic Angels, but clearly they weren't fluid enough and teamly enough to compare to Donna Del Mondo, who've been working together a hot minute. They've been teaming together a very long time. Thekla and Julia going through um, Goddess of Stardom tournament together, and then weren't
Triangle
all three of
Derby.
these girls the Triangle Derby Mafia Bella? No, Mafia
Mafia
Bella
Bella.
was Julia and Thekla. The three of them were in the Triangle Derby, though.
Mhm.
So, like, this is an established team. To me, it makes sense that you would put the titles on a more established team than more of a mismatched. I agree with you on everything you said. The strikes, especially between Kyrie and Julia, were just unhinged. These girls were trying to hurt each other. It was crazy. Um, the technical background of Julia really came out in this one though when she got into that ring with Kyrie also.
Mhm.
Um her I've never really thought as Julia as like a really, solid like she is a submission person, but the transitions that she is able to do so fluidly from a move into a submission, from a submission into a move again, is just so seamless. I don't think I've actually ever like even I would say even Zack Saber Jr. is almost as like not as fluid as her. It's very crazy to see that it's not something that she focuses on, but it's clearly something she's very, very talented and
Mhm.
good at and that she can just pull out when she needs to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's all I wanted
after
to
the
say on this one.
match, Julia asked to speak before her ladyship. She says DDM took one shot at the artist belts and they got him. A restart going back to the starting point. So stupid. Um, where are the next challengers? If there's no one, can we hold this belt for us for lives? Out comes Stars, Suzuki Kaguma, and Mayu Iwatani. Hazuki say then they start asking about how her voice, if her voice is okay. It was just this weird little run of I just because I guess Julie's voice is a
It's
little
probably
hoarse.
something about
A
that
little
happened
hoarse.
outside of the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they challenge for the artist belts. They announced their team name is now STC, which is Stars Triple Crazy. Makes sense. And then they challenge them to a cage match. So we're getting two cage matches now.
I mean, the cage is up. You may as well make use of it, right?
Yeah. Maya says that they're challenging for it. Asks if they're freaking out. Julia says you're scared, Iwatani, although said they'll do it. This is the game. Koguma, and then they pretty much just accept the challenge. And she says, Koguma and Mayu Iwatani, I'm going to grill you on the chain link cage and eat you, is what Julia says. So I was just like, okay, interesting. So yeah, they get the
Someone's got a
challenge.
healthy appetite.
The challenge is official. Then Mai gets the mic after Stars leaves the ring. She says, "Hello to all you commoners that have come to Oedo Ward Gym today. I am Mai Sakurai, and I've won the belt for the first time. I'm going to celebrate with Dom Perignon, and we're all going to drink it, meaning her team. And you commoners can celebrate us by eating a beef bowl at Yoshinoya near Umeyashiki Station. Oh yes, please feel free to add some toppings. Now, please, then excuse me. I
I,
love her. Really love her.
yeah, Dom Perignon's okay. It's not great.
Oh,
I don't understand why it's so expensive. It doesn't taste very good, but it is what it is.
I just love my Sakurai's attitude. I love it.
Oh, I do too. The ladyship gimmick is just incredible, and
And he,
it fits so well in DDM.
and
So
even
well.
Julia asking her if she can speak before her. I was just like,
Girl,
okay.
you the captain.
But I just love the play of it. I really did.
I do too. They have a good relationship.
Yeah, so we move on. It's the Wonder of Stardom title versus the World of Stardom title. It is Tam Nakano champion coming into this versus Mina Shirakawa champion coming into this. It's for the double title match.
Take it away, my friend.
This made me very sad by the end.
Yes, I know.
It broke my heart because I've been ready for Mina Shirakawa to be the champion, and I was right, and she got there, and a month later she's dropping it, and really good match. Like I thought these
Oh
two
yeah.
together worked. Like Tam getting her knee worked over by Mina in this match. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's Mina's specialty is working the knee,
Yes.
but Tam has this just ability to fight back and just be this like phoenix rising in everything that she does. But
Mm-hmm.
these two just I thought absolutely killed it, going both through their greatest hits in this match. But just the way these two, because again the history with these two, they're being teammates for so long, and just I love the way these two work together, and just the end just it kind of gutted me on this because it's just like I I was really hoping we were gonna get it like a 30-minute draw, and it would just
Mm-hmm.
continue their feud on, but we didn't. Like Tam kicking out of the glamorous driver Mina twice in this match.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Mm-hmm.
just like, holy shit, what the hell's going on? She hit a violet screwdriver, but then she ends up following it up with the bridging German to get the win. She's just like, no, I gotta go again. And but just why?
I asked the exact same thing because I didn't see the point of making it such a big deal, putting it on her, getting her there, and then arguably, like, she's been more vocal about herself having this title than Saya Kamitani was, and then even more so than Tam Nakano has since winning the red belt. And that's the red belt, that's the highest belt. She's kind of like, I love Tam Nakano, and she has such personality, but she's almost having a Sonata esque title run with this red belt. So yeah, to kind of take that belt off of Mina, it almost felt like a punishment for her just being more interesting than the main champion, which is disappointing. Her reaction at the end of this to the loss.
Oh, she's crying.
Oh, not even just crying. She's like screaming. She's like, it's not
Yeah,
even like
violently crying.
I'm sad. I am utterly incensed that this happened because it wasn't supposed to happen. And I personally don't, I agree with you. I don't think it should happen. I don't think they should have taken the belt off there. I would have been happy with a time limit draw and both these women retaining whatever it was, and both of them just going on their happy way, both of them coming, like, if they had gone to a time limit draw, like, imagine this, how strong both of these women would have looked coming out of that. Neither one of them went
Mhm.
down, neither one of them gave up, never one of neither one of them submitted. Like, that would have been an absolutely incredible story to tell. And then we could have sent Mina on her excursion with Club Venus to the United States with a championship belt and something to brag about. I went to the limit with the champion of our company. She couldn't make me give up. She couldn't make, or sorry, I couldn't make her give up. She couldn't make me give up either, but I couldn't make her give up. And that looks and sounds so good to the general public. So yeah, this was a hard one for me. There's so much emotion in this
Mhm.
match, and, like, I don't know how you felt, man, but, like, I was very emotionally invested in this just
Oh,
because of the lead up.
I was watching this going, God, what I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna go 30 minutes. And then when she hit that violet screwdriver and then the bridging German, I'm like, no, no, no. And then the pin happens, my head just dropped. I was like, you've built Mina up so well these last, like, since the Kamatani, like, the build up to the original Kamatani match, you were building her up so well, and then the jawbreak happens, and then you rebuilt this girl, what gave her her own faction, and now you're just like saying you're not good enough almost.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
the match itself was absolutely tremendous. Like,
So good.
I think the ending is more, overshadows everything, and it's
It,
just
it
like,
did. It was a
so okay.
letdown.
I'm gonna go through this very quickly. Uh,
Yes, sir.
Tam says hello to everybody at the gym, and then they're talking. She says she's become the red and white belt champion. She says to Mina, after chasing Tam Nakano for a long time, you can't suppress her, Mina Shirakawa. This is reality. Mina, if you want to, you and your CV team, or Club Venus team, come back to Cosmic Angels, but in Cosmic Angels, you'll be number 4, right? So Mina cries a bit, says, this is hell all over again, and soon I'll be in hell because I learned the happiness of having a belt. But I'm not sure. Mina Shirakawa. I'm not going to let myself go down like this. And I was just like, "Dang, girl! Like, what the hell? Why
Mm,
isn't this working?
mm.
Oh, fucking Jesus! I'm yeah. No, no, hold on. No, hold on. Sorry, I have it in a little bit different way than I usually do. I kind of just screenshotted everything, most of the speech.
Okay.
I fucking Jesus! It does not working. All right, there we go. This is not gonna work. Okay, essentially, Mina Shirakawa says she will beat Tam Nakano the next time they face. Essentially, and then Tam starts asking, after Mina leaves. She says goodbye to her, and then Tam starts asking who's going to be the next person to challenge, and it's going to be Mirai, who's going to be challenging for
Hmm.
the Wonder of Stardom title. She challenges for that. Me and even uh, Tam asks, "Why are you not challenging for the red belt?" But she just says, "I have my plans," and she says she'll overcome. And yeah,
She has
I
no plans. This whole show kind of showed me there are no plans. Uh, it's stupid. It really
yeah.
is. She has both belts. You obviously go
No,
for
no,
the
but like
red one
Mirai
and
says she has,
leave
yeah,
her with the lesser one of the two. That makes sense because if you're gonna beat her, that means you could beat her for the red one too. Why beat her for the white one when you can beat her for the red one? Just leave her with the white one. It sets her up for Mina Shirakawa and Tam Point 2.
yeah. And then
Mark it down.
my biggest thing, I wrote this: if they don't have Mina Shirakawa win the 5-star goddamn Grand Prix this year and be the one to take the red belt off of Tam on December 29th, there's something wrong with this company and they have no goddamn heart.
I find it interesting that you think that Tam Nakano is going to hold that belt until December.
It's possible. I'm just saying well, she's the next month or two up leading up to 5-star is going to be Mirai with for the white belt. And
We
then the
shall
next
see
red
who
belt challenge,
challenges for that red one, though.
but the next red belt challenge probably won't come to the fall after 5-star is over. Maybe during, maybe there might be a show, but like, I just if they want to build the story up properly, they keep that belt on Mina on Tam. They give Mina the 5-star, and Mina wins the red belt at December 29th. But knowing this company, that's not going to happen.
I mean, I have opinions that I would love to elaborate on, but we just don't have the time because I was supposed to be somewhere 10 minutes ago.
I'm
So,
sorry.
we're done.
All right, we are out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for joining in here. You can find me on Twitter, Mastodon Hive at that Canada guy, Instagram at that Canada dude. You can find me over on at youtube.com/our local establishment, where you can find me doing Marvel talk. We have a new episode just dropped, us reviewing Into the Spider Verse. You can find you might be watching us on Backbreaker Video, so please check out all the great content on Backbreaker Video, youtube.com/at Backbreaker Video, twitch.tv/Mike the Ref for all his live content, and then youtube.com/at Backbreaker_gaming for all the great gaming content that he produces on his Twitch channel. Melball, where can they find you?
If you're wanting to follow a Melball, you can find her on Twitter at Collins Melball, and you can find her at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Mastodon at Melball Collins. I got them all out. Got them all
Yeah.
out. Yay. You can also see me on our local establishment as well. Every couple of weeks, we put out a show called Bear Mindful with the gold standard Carl Carofel and Alex Werewolf, where we talk all things spooky-ooky-ish. We're going to be talking about dream spirits next week and dreams weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Things that I'm not very adverse to because I don't dream anymore, which is good for me. You can also catch me on Astrid Pizzoro's YouTube channel, where we do our show Ladies Wrestling Showcase every couple of weeks. We unfortunately missed our episode last week because Astrid is overworked and underpaid. Just putting it out there. Pay the queen appropriately, you guys. We're going to be putting something out this Friday, though, where we're going to be showcasing a couple of ladies that we think need to be put on showcase. And if you're wanting to watch Stardom Wrestling, we will leave a link in the description box down below. It is stardom-world.com. It is approximately 999 yen, or approximately 10 Canadian. Well, it's not really 10 Canadian, it's 7, but we like Sean Spears here, so we're doing the perfect 10. That being said, do we have anything else to say, my friend?
No, thank you so much. And please like, comment, and subscribe. We would really appreciate it.
And that being said, I am your Melball. Over there is Andre. We will catch you next time. Mwah!